everyone. Hi. Welcome. So, I've been pulling in lately, as you probably noticed, just to help in my feel better and everything. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. Can you say hi?
My stick over there.
Is your stick over there?
Yes.
Okay, you can go get it. Whoa. That's my neighbor. So, and I'm recovering well. We're having a mid-70s day today, and so I'm just out in the sun, soaking it up. So happy, so happy. Actually, quite emotional right now about, I don't know, some beautiful things that are happening in my life and the community that is growing. Hi, Sheridan. So today, what I actually wanted to talk about, though, is something super personal, and it's really around, in my high faith. So I'm a parenting consultant, and I've studied a lot about neuroscience because it's such a big piece of how we raise our kids. And so one of the things that I've learned is that, and now I'm speaking as an adult here, not like how we treat our kids, but as we look at ourselves as an adult, we're either wired for protection or we're wired for connection. And what that really means, and it's not either black or white, it's not either we're all protection or all connection, but that certain patterns have come into play that we have developed over time, that typically started in childhood, that are focused on protecting ourselves. Hi.
Duck.
What is that?
Duck.
Is it a dog?
Yep.
Okay. Can I come look when I'm done?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll come look when I'm done. Bye-bye.
Duck.
It's a stick. Okay. So we get into this pattern of, we get into a pattern of protection. And so what that looks like, a pattern of protection looks like self-sabotage, self-doubt, negative thoughts, like all these things that keeps us small, that we learned as children. Like those are ways we try to, we're actually, it's odd though, over time, as an adult, we look at that like that's actually not protecting ourselves anymore. It's what we needed to do as a child to protect ourselves. But as an adult, it does not serve us and it doesn't protect us anymore. It just keeps us small and it keeps us afraid of branching out into a bigger life for ourselves. So, yeah, and so there's just a million things, feeling guilty, feeling shame. Like there's so many things that are sort of a sphere of protection. When we're wired for connection, because we got lots of love, we were accepted for who we were listened to as a child, when we failed or we screwed up or we did something not perfectly, we were accepted and supported through that. We were not shamed. Then we created pathways of connection in our brain, which means that when things are hard in our lives, we reach out for support. That it's easy for us to reach out for others when things are uncomfortable or hard. That we are inclusive naturally. Those are the ways that we connect. And so the implications of being, and so when I say we're either wired for protection or we're wired for connection, what I'm really looking at is if you had a scale, one of those old-fashioned scales, with a way to weigh things on either end. Which way do you lean? Do you lean more towards, if you had protection on one side and connection on the other, which tends to be heavier for you in general? And then you can start to dissect which areas that it shows up in your life. But which are you more in general? And so what does this have to do with our dreams? This has to do with so many things. But today I'm just talking about what this has to do with our dreams. And what it really has to do with our dreams is that when we're more so heavily weighted on the side of protection, we tend to avoid dreaming. We tend to, hey Sarah, we tend to avoid dreaming. We tend to not have that as part of the brain pathways that that we're allowed to have in our lives, which is so scary and sad too. And so, but at the same time, you can also think of dreaming as something you can develop, right? So, I mean, let me just give you an example. If I've had years and years of my life of living in survival mode, right? As a mom, as a single parent, living in survival mode. And it's just like, oh my God, I just got to get through this day. I just got to get through this day. And I think most people can relate to what that's like. Oh, I just got to get through my day. How am I going to get through this day? And that's really as far as you can think. And hi, Allison. And how do you get to the next day? And so that's protection mode too, right? You're just there trying to figure out what's next, how to get through that next motion in your life. And so when that's the case, we can't dream. Like, there's no way that we can think about, oh my God, what I just would love to go to southern Italy on a hiking, where I just hike, and that's all I do. I don't even take transportation, and I hike from one town to the next that has along the sea. That's all I want to do. Like, dreaming something big and amazing for yourself, or something that you want to do in your life. And it's just a pattern. That's kind of like my point that I want to make today, is that when we're focused more on that protection mode of our lives, and we've had patterns of that since childhood, it makes it really hard for us to reach into something bigger and to reach for being able to dream. And I'll be with you in a moment, okay? Can you go look at the spider? Okay, spiders win all the time. So there are ways that you can just, first of all, building the awareness, creating the awareness around, oh my God, I have not been dreaming. Like, what does my heart desire? And it's funny because when I started this process, I thought, well, I dream. I've got all these goals and things I want to do. But when it became a regular part of my life, and that I'd write it down and I'd journal about it, it's like my heart just opened up to, like, I forgot that this was something that I wanted to do, or that was something beautiful. Okay.
Where did spider go?
I don't know, sweetheart. Can you ask your sister? Okay. Sorry. So, oh my gosh.
See?
Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna end this so that I think he wants my attention. That's my neighbor. So we can open up to more possibilities for ourselves and more dreams by building awareness around, you know, how much of our lives are focused on connection versus protection. When we can break through and connect more with others and open our hearts, we open up other parts of our brain as we...
It's honey.
Okay, thank you.
I like.
And then, and we can also do things like journaling, in terms of, you know, create a dream journal, or make an exercise where every morning you write down 5 dreams, 5 desires that you have for yourself. And then it's just a muscle. It's a brain. It's not a muscle, but it's you know, neuronic connections is what it is. It's the same idea. So all you have to do is practice. That's the key. You practice, and then you'll start to realize, oh, I have so many dreams I've kept hidden away. And your dreams might be small, like, you know, or something simple. It doesn't have to be. You can start with small things, like, I want to buy new winter coats for all my kids. Okay, it's broken.
Let's go away from mommy.
So I'm gonna say goodbye here. So, but I just want to encourage you to, like, dream big, and don't stop. Don't let anything stop you from dreaming. Like, that's and thinking about your desires and recognizing that, you know, you can use connection in your life to find your desires. Even, like, that's the first step, finding your desires. Like, holy cow, what a path that is. It's like they keep getting bigger and bigger, and my list, you know, started out so small and now it's like pages and pages and pages. But to know that I have them when I had shut them away for so many years is just like, my heart is exploding. It's just exploding. And anyway, it's just so fun to share that, and I hope you all have a beautiful journey with that, and explore your heart, you know, find out what your heart's desires are, and just go for it. Like, that's the next step, right? We'll talk more about that another time, but thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a beautiful, amazing day. Bye.